As a nerd, you have to understand there are women out here that you can meet that are nerdy as well and have similar interests as you. One of the reasons why the nerdy guys seem to fail sometimes when it comes to dating is they're trying to date the prettiest girl that has none of the same interests as them, doesn't like the same things, has completely different lifestyle, and overall, it's never going to work out if you don't share some similar interest or lifestyle qualities. And for most of the nerdy guys, I know for a fact that you'd be more happy if you just find a girl that's into the same stuff like you. As you can see, I'm a nerd for myself. I like things like video game stuff. Like, look, that's Sonic in the back. You got some anime posters back here. And I'm going to make this video so that way you can understand if you are one of the nerdy guys, you can still get women. You can still find women that are in your niche, technically. Like the women that are interested in the same thing you're interested in. If you're a comic book fan, you're into Marvel or DC, you can find women that are interested in these things and go crazy for it. And more than likely, you'll be able to build a relationship with them a lot more easy. You'll probably feel a lot more comfortable. It'll be easy to have conversations with these type of women. And I'm going to use a story. This is just one example of how you can meet more of the types of women that fit your nerdy fantasy. I guess you could say that because some of these women too are also really like once you get them to your room or to your bed, you'd be amazed at the things they're waiting to do. You'd be surprised because a lot of them have some fantasies that they want to fulfill, and some of them come off a little bit more awkward. You may be a little bit more socially awkward as well. So this video is going to be for you because you actually be a good match for each other. I'm not that socially awkward, but I used to be a little bit more socially awkward than I worked on building up my social skills. So anyway, one of the best ways is going to conventions, like anime conventions and gaming conventions. Like whatever you can find, you are going to have to be more social actually to get out there and find these nerds because nerdy women don't really go out places that often. So you have to capitalize on the one of the few places that they go to. Because yes, they go to grocery stores sometimes, but I'm going to argue that they don't. I think the nerdy people, the introverted women, are mostly the ones that order their groceries to come to their home. So you're probably not even going to see them there, and you're not going to talk to them there because you're awkward, they're awkward. You're not going to talk to each other at the grocery store. But going to a convention is one of the quickest ways to solve this. Granted, you're thinking, how do I just go to a convention and just talk to a nerdy girl there and find her, or a nerdy woman there and find her? It can be very simple. Depending on what your interest is, you're gonna have to dive into it when you go to that convention. So I'm gonna give you a story. I went to a convention last year and I like playing fighting games. I've grown up playing fighting games and playing in tournaments and things like that. So I've gotten good enough where I always learn combos and try to be really good. I get there at this convention and I'm looking at all the arcade machines there and I'm looking for a fighting game to play. So there's this really cool game and I see like a girl sitting down with a guy and they're both playing the game. And I'm just waiting my turn. So the girl says, "Hey, do you want to play?" I say, "Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll just wait until you two finish." She said, "Okay, well, you can go ahead and sit down. He's done. This is just my cousin." I said, "All right, cool." So we sit down and we're playing. And you got to know how to have a little bit of normal conversation here. So I know it's socially awkward, but this should help you relax. You find the environment that fits for you. That's why the idea is getting into something you're already interested in so you can relax and it's easier to talk about things. So I'm sitting down beside her playing the game. I'm like, um, what game is this? You know, like what anime this is? She said, yeah, this is from Fate. I said, oh yeah, I heard of Fate. Yeah, I never watched it though. I was like, what other anime do you watch? She started talking about anime that she watched, and she was like, "What about yours?" I told her my favorite anime. I said, "Oh, well, one of my favorite anime is Death Note." And she was like, "What? Death Note? Yeah, blah blah blah." We started talking about Death Note. So now we have something in common, obviously. Then she starts telling me about other animes that she likes, and she starts getting excited now. And this is one reason why it's actually easy sometimes to talk to the nerdy women because they don't usually run into a lot of guys that talk to them and are like cool and relaxed. They might get a super nerdy guy that's so antisocial that it doesn't, it can turn them off in a way. So I'm just very relaxed and cool. I say, yeah, that's what's up. I know I have to check out one of those animes, and we're sitting here talking, chilling, and we go on for about 30 minutes. And then she says, hey, do you have Discord? I say, yeah, I have Discord. So that's another tip, guys. Ask women that use Discord. You're gonna find a lot of women on Discord servers. So if you play certain video games or you have certain general interest, if it has a Discord server for it, join Discord servers because all the nerdiest women have Discords. And that's an easy way to have phone calls with women without getting their phone numbers too. A nerd is going to be more comfortable giving you their phone number, I mean, giving you their Discord over giving you their phone number because they don't usually want to talk like on the phone, but they will talk to you over Discord, believe it or not. Like you can talk over Discord if you never used it. You're not a real nerd, first of all, if you never used Discord. But you can talk over Discord. Y'all can share what you're doing on your screen so that way you can build more interest in showing them, hey, this is what I like, this is what I do. You can watch shows and stuff together. While you're talking, you can just chill and play the game so you can be more relaxed, have a more relaxed mind while you're watching anime or playing a video game while talking to that person. And she could also do the same. So this makes it easier for the guys that are into these types of things to communicate with the woman until you get really comfortable. So we exchanged discords on the spot, and then she was. So I tell her straight up. I said, "Hey, you're not looking for a boyfriend or nothing, are you?" Because I'm pretty honest when I deal with a lot of women. Well, I'm honest when I deal with women. I let them know if I am looking for something, like if I'm not looking for something like a relationship and things like that, just so we know, hey, we're friends, right? She said, "Oh yeah, sure. Not looking for a boyfriend or nothing, but you seem really cool." I said, "All right, cool. Just making sure, because I'm not really, even though we had a great conversation, I'm not really looking for a girlfriend." And then, so I get her Discord. We split ways. She asked me to her server. She has like a specific server, and then I go home and we start texting. She ends up sending me her phone number through Discord as well. She got so comfortable with me that she said, "Hey, you know what? Just take my phone number also." Because she was so interested in me and I was so laid back and relaxed because we're just playing the game. She felt comfortable enough to say, "Hey, just skip the Discord. Let me give you my phone number just in case." Because she wanted to make sure she'd have access to me. And you guys got to do things like this too. Just stay relaxed. That's the biggest thing. I know you're gonna get excited because this woman's like got all these interests that align with you. And there is some points where you can show that you have some passion about what you're talking about, but at the same time, you have to be mindful that if you come off too energetic or passionate, it is not going to always come out that way to the woman. It's going to sometimes look a little bit like needy or overexcited, and you got to be careful just to play it cool, relax. She gives me her phone number. We talk and over the phone a few days. We text for like 2 days, and we use Discord. Now, once this girl saw that I was a cool guy, I wasn't a creep, so I wasn't a nerdy and creepy guy at the same time. You cannot be both, or you will not get results. Because she was even telling me about other guys that tried to talk to her at the convention, and they seemed like creeps. The reason they seemed that way is because they're trying to lead her somewhere like, hey, you want to come back here? Like at the convention, they're trying to convince her to, hey, you want to come here and let's, get down and dirty. And she's like, I can't do that. Where guys don't even try to develop any rapport, and guys are just trying to get to the point where they can sleep with the girl too quickly. You're gonna come off as a creep, especially if you're not all like at the height of your physical attraction to that person. You're always gonna come off as a creep. So with me, I just play it cool. She tells me those stories. I'm just like, oh wow, that's crazy that those guys act like that. And I said what they should be doing is just getting to know you. And anyway, I said that's weird that they would want to sleep with you. They don't know anything about you. So she's happy to see that I understand this dynamic. So after a few days, she hits me up one day and she says, hey, so I know you're not looking for a girlfriend or anything, but what do you think about a little friends with benefits situation? And so this is where you got to be different, guys. You got to be different. So I know you're thinking, oh, Jean, a woman asked me for a friends with benefits situation. You can't even get to this point if you don't play it cool. That's why I'm talking about this. You got to play it cool enough to get to the friends with benefit offer because she understood. She could tell I was really secure. She said, I'm not going to get this guy to commit to me probably, but let's agree on something. So when she asked me that, I said, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it because I have to find out more about you. I have to see if you would even be able to handle that situation. I don't know if you can handle that. And guess what she said? I can handle it. I promise. I promise I can handle it. I wouldn't ask you if I couldn't. So now, of course, I've got more leverage because I'm just playing it cool. I'm not needy where versus other guys who just jump on it automatically and say, "Oh yeah, sure, let's do that. Friends with benefits. I can't wait to smash." I said, "Let me think about it because more than likely you won't be able to handle it. You might get hooked in a different way. You're gonna start catching some real deep feelings if we go that route." She said, "No, I promise I can handle it." So what this did now is once we hung up that phone call, it helped her fantasize about what it would be like now because now she sees that she can't just obtain it just that easily. Like I'm not like the other guys where you can just offer up, you can just offer it up and I'm just going to take it just because it's being offered to me. It's not that easy. And you have to be the same way, guys. You can't make it that easy on purpose because why do you? This is a question you need to ask yourself. Why do you need to be so eager to to sleep with that person? I'm thinking realistically, which is the hardest thing for men to do. I'm thinking realistically. I'm saying, what if I only know this girl for a few days? What if I give her my address and say, yeah, come on, let's slide through and let's just do this? What if I give her my address and she's just crazy? Like, what if she knows where I live at now and she just sends somebody else to my house instead and they come rob me or come delete me? Like, you got to think about realistic things. Like, you really do want to get to know these women, no matter how much they're just throwing something at you. Granted, yes, I could see that the girl was very interested in me because you don't even get these types of situations most of the time if they're not interested in you. I can tell she was very interested in me, but you still have to play it safe. And the only way you can get to this level is just be comfortable interacting with women in general by you're going to have to get out, be a little bit more social. You're going to have to interact with a lot more women and not try to seek anything out from them. That's how you get more comfortable. It's just talking to them like normal human beings, treating them like they're your friend and they can't get past the friend zone. You have to really flip it in order to level up your mindset so that you're not like the average guy. Flip it where they feel like they got to work for you a little bit. And women actually like that. They actually like when they got a guy that feels different, feels like he got to work for it a little bit more. So I'm not telling you something that's going to set you back. I'm telling you something that's going to set you apart. And that's all you need to be. And you can do this as a nerdy guy. Granted, all this will take time to work yourself up to it, but you got to get into the action, the habits of it. So going out to these conventions is going to help you become a little bit more social. Like if you go up to any artist alley where you're buying gear and stuff like that. Just learn how to speak to some of the people a little bit about what you're interested in and what you're buying or about some of the items. Like you're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to build up some more social skills. I know that's gonna be painful for you because you could be a nerdy, introverted person and don't really want to talk out a lot in public, but it will help you. But and also you have to remember that since you're in an environment where you are probably enjoying yourself, you're interested in a lot of things, and these people share the same interests, it should be much easier to communicate with these people. They're going to communicate very similar to you for the most part. And so the end of that story is with that girl. I just decided I'm going to tell you in another video, but you have to let me know if you really want to know what happened with me and that girl that I met from the convention. Anyway, if you find the video helpful, make sure you let me know down below. And nerdy guys, don't give up, man. You can get some of these nerdy women out here. You're going to have to go out. be social, get to the places that you have interest in, and that's where they're going to be at, and learn how to speak. You're going to have to talk to them.